The Queen of Alexandria has arrived, and I am thrilled, despite this. But that's okay. I'm not here to complain. I'm happy. I knew it was going to happen anyway. Not a big deal. So the fight, very Final Fantasy IX reminiscent. When you're in the desert, hunting down Kuja, you run into a bunch of these things. So this is a pretty cool call out to doing it this way. They're HP spammy, but I'm not going to say they can't kill you, but with that attack they can't because it's purely gravity based. So it's not going to bring your HP to 0. It's like an HP gravity kind of thing. Ferris call for 2 reasons. 1, their defenses are stupidly high, so we wanted... Actually, 3 reasons. 1, their defenses are stupidly high, so we wanted to nerf them. 2, it dispels, and these things like to buff themselves a lot, but nope, we're getting rid of those. And 3, it has elemental imperil. So, yeah, and it has water and thunder imperil. Because I know Garnet has that too, but hers are not framed. So hers can just get pushed off, which is one con to her, but Ferris Call makes it work out just fine. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, these things also rebuff themselves at certain thresholds. I could be wrong about that, I honestly don't know. But since I was under the impression I figure better safe than sorry, I'll just bring 8 framed debuffs, so just in case they want to rebuff themselves, they can't. I don't even know if any of their buffs are defensive. I think it's like an attack up, but bravery. I'm not even going to guess. I don't know what their buffs are, and I don't want to know. So thank you, Ferris. Setzer is here for fixed dice, and then he's leaving. Garnet is handling the orb and healing us when need be. We spend most of the fight with health in the double and single digits. Honest to God. But that's okay. This was a bit of a mistake. Just with Garnet's... Garnet had a bunch of turns like right in a row. I just kind of worked out that way because I was kind of spamming a lot, so Cloud of Darkness could just keep hitting. She kept getting breaks, and it kind of messed the turn order up a little bit. So, right here, I shouldn't have done this. I should have done that later on. Because now she still has 2 turns. So we lose out on a turn of the Kurosame enchant because of my own poor planning. But that's alright. Didn't end up needing it too badly anyway. So whenever COD goes again, she's going into the burst. She's got 18 stacks of the overhead. We've spammed most of her LDs. She's ready to go. And I do like making use of stalling with Garnet because that counter just goes up and up. And once it hits 4, Arc unleashes, which I love. See, we haven't even used the LD yet, and I want to say that's already gone off twice. Haven't really been looking, but yeah, I think it went off twice already. That stance they're doing right there, if I'm not mistaken, that is a melee counter stance. There are ways around it. I believe the melee attack just has to be enchanted with thunder and water. Again, selling the queen, but is what it is. We didn't bring any melee on this team anyway, so I didn't really need to worry about it. Okay. We're about ready. This should bring them under yet another threshold in which they will delay themselves. I believe it's after 69%. They delay themselves and they hit you again with that gravity HP. It gets to a point where we're just standing there and they're just hitting us over and over again for basically nothing because we have basically nothing. Yep, yeah, there we go again. Oh, but that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted her to go. Didn't get that break, but that's okay. The 1 was all we needed just to get her turn up ahead. Arc. We might as well just break you because you're in the back. Thanks again, Ferris. Let's go. I didn't know this until I got here, but Garnet's overhead buff also increases count in the burst phase. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I just didn't really think about it when I was originally pulling for her, but that's a cool little bonus. I mean, you know, it's not as abusive as like Core, who just keeps going and going and going. It's just maybe 1, maybe 2 extra attacks in the burst. I wasn't really thinking about it here. I almost timed it to where that happened twice in here, but only happened once. Which is fine. That happened immediately when we got out of here. I was one turn away. They do buff their defenses by quite a bit later on. Even with that Ferris Call applied. You can tell when the lasers are coming out. How little they're doing. Despite that though, I cannot complain about this burst phase or this team or this stage. Worked out well. I'm sure this goes without saying, but Garnet is obviously not mandated for this stage. I mean, she does make your life a hell of a lot easier with the very reliable healing and just meeting the orb conditions with the elements, but there's ways around that. I'm sure there's going to be some cryo calls and stuff, some thunder enchants, some Ash, probably. She has thunder. People will get creative, they always do. I, for one, am not very interested in creativity right now because favorite, so we're taking the easy way out. And I have no shame in doing that. There does seem to be a lot of, oh, you use 3 green BTs on the team. There's a lot of that shit going on, and no, I'm not like calling out anyone in particular. Yes, I watched the ranting hour. I'm not like calling those guys out. This isn't like a fight with them or whatever. I actually agreed with everything they were saying. But on top of that, I do see a lot of like, people are like, yeah, you know, this team is good for this stage. Hell yeah. It's the same old fights where people are, you know, it gets annoying, man, every era. People are like, all right, this team wrecks this stage. Yeah, well, you brought 3 green BTs. Well, that's why I fucking brought it. Because I knew it would be good. Like, get off my ass. Like, how about you just climb down from my ass for once? Like, Jesus Christ. I'm just talking about a team I like. And I'm happy to use my new stuff. That's why I pulled for it. Don't make me feel like shit for building a good team. Enough. Yeah, I kind of hate this community. Like and subscribe for more content just like this. Seriously though, I love the game, but I'm getting real sick of the people. My God. And I do have to say that whole rant that Mino went on about people and their character sagas was like the most base thing I've heard in a long time. I've been saying that forever too. Like the same thing, like run your sagas, like who cares, do whatever you want to do, but don't do it because you have fun with it. Don't do it because you're like, oh, now I have to prove a point. Because a lot of times, more often than not, I think people's favoritism bias just creeps in, and then they start promoting a character more than they should and trying to prove a point that this character is better than they are, when really it's just they want to use their favorite and they found a way to do it. It's not really evidence that their favorite is amazing. It's just they like to use their favorite, so they found a way to use their favorite. So be sure to spot that. Like, just because you see a character used in a run doesn't mean that character is awesome. There are so many factors at play there with everything going on. So it's not as simple as just, I see all the time where it's just a screenshot of like a party use screen, and in that screenshot is a character that you don't see very often, and then people go, oh my God, wow, I didn't realize, oh my God, they're great. But really it's like, no, they just, everything else at play was doing all the work, and it could have been anybody for a third slot. Like hell, the run I did right before, no, okay, not the video before this, but the 2 videos ago, the first run I did of the, I don't remember the name of the stage, the Lamia Queen, I cannot talk, sorry. I had Gabrant in there, and originally people were like, oh, you used Gabrant and a LUFENIA Plus? No way. Well, not really, he was just there for debuff start, which kind of proves the point that literally anybody could have been beside Bartz and Cloud of Darkness. I ran a little experiment a while ago to just prove this and see how people reacted. It was the first mission dungeon, if I recall correctly, and I brought, this is after Arciela had just came out, and like we had just gotten character boards, like Zach got them and a couple other people, but not a whole lot of people had them at the time. And I ran Zach and Arciela fully built And alongside I brought a, I think it was like a level 50 Deuce that had a gold EX weapon and didn't have the 35. And on the status I wrote like, oh my god guys, Deuce is so legit, and like had pictures of her hitting ones and stuff. And people didn't even notice. They're like, oh my god, I didn't know Deuce was so good. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Alright. Well, that's that. I kind of stopped talking about the fight. But thanks for watching.